Hello, welcome everyone. This is Miss Val. So glad to see all my friends today. Today, our story time is all about the library. It's called I Love My Tangy Library because beginning September the 1st, tomorrow, is Library Card Sign-Up Month. And we want to welcome everyone to our library and so glad to see all you guys today. Do you remember our listening song? Let's see if we can do it. Remember, it's You Can Find It in a Book. So here we go. You can find it in a book if you look. You can find it in a book if you look. You'll find stories that are fun. You can even learn about the sun. You can find it in a book if you look. You can find it in a book if you look. You can find it in a book if you look. You'll find stories that are fun. You can even learn about the sun. You can find it in a book if you look. Good job, guys. Pat yourselves on the back for that. Okay, our felt board for today is all about 5 little books. Show me 5. Good job. What color is this book? Red, that's right. And this one? Green. And blue. And purple. And yellow. Well, do you know my 5 little books at the library? 5 little books, as great as can be. Well, along came Daniel with his library card to take one home and read. The red one. Good job. Well, how many do I have left? 4, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little library books at the library. 4 little library books, as great as can be. Well, along comes Estrella with her library card to take one home to read. Well, how many do I have left now? Okay, they're getting all checked out. 3 little library books at the library. 3 little library books, as great as can be. Well, along comes Caden with his library card to take one home and read. How many do I have left now? Just 2. 2 little library books at the library. 2 little library books as great as can be. Well, along comes Kendall with her library card to check it out and take it home and read. How many do I have left? Only 1. 1 little library book at the library. 1 little library book as great as can be. Well, along comes... Who's my next little friend out there? Susan, with her library card to take one home and read. Good job. And now I have no library books to come in. But guess what? If you wait for the delivery, they'll come again, and all of my little library books will be back on the shelf for all of my friends to read. Good job, guys. Pat yourselves on the back of that. Great. If you love the library and you know it, read a book. If you love the library and you know it, read a book. If you love the library and you know it, and you'd really like to show it. If you love the library and you know it, read a book. If you love the library and you know it, come to Storytime and sing a song, la la la. If you love the library and you know it, sing a song, la la la. If you love the library and you know it, and you'd really like to show it. If you love the library and you know it, sing a song, la la la. If you love the library and you know it, play a game. If you love the library and you know it, play a game. If you love the library and you know it, and you'd really like to show it. If you love the library and you know it, play a game. If you love the library and you know it, come and do all three. Read a book, sing a song, la la la, play a game. If you love the library and you know it, and you'd really like to show it, if you like the library and you know it, do all three. Read a book, la la la, sing a song, play a game, and have fun at story time. Our story for today is Pete the Cat Checks Out the Library by James Dean. I'm reading this with permission from HarperCollins. Pete's mom is taking him to the library for the first time. The librarian gives Pete his very own library card. "Cool," says Pete. The librarian smiles and says, "Time for the tour." The librarian takes Pete through the library. There's a big desk where people wait to check out books. Pete sees some of his friends reading at a long table. It's very peaceful and quiet. How relaxing. The librarian takes Pete to her favorite room. There are lots of Pete-sized chairs and tables and shelves. There are books of every shape, size, and color. "Well, what do I do now?" Pete asks. "Well, now you read a book," the librarian says. "Well, which book should I read?" asks Pete. "You can read any book you like," says the librarian. Pete looks around, and there are so many books. Well, Pete picks up a book about airplanes and jets. He reads it and pretends he's a stunt pilot. He flies a super fast jet and does loop-de-loop and spirals high in the sky. Then Pete finds a book about dragons, wizards, and unicorns on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he's a powerful wizard using magic spells and a special wand to defend his castle against a fire-breathing dragon. Well, next, Pete opens up the book about spiders and insects. He reads it and imagines that he's a scientist studying all types of critters in the wild. He has to be very still to study some, and very fast to study others. Then Pete chooses a book with all sorts of scary monsters on the cover. It's a book about fairy tales. Pete reads it and pretends that he is in a dark, spooky forest trying to outsmart a big, bad wolf. Well, Pete puts that book right back on the shelf. It's too scary. Pete opens up a book about the pyramids of Egypt. He reads it and pretends that he is an explorer riding a camel across the desert and climbing up to the top of a great pyramid. Next, Pete picks up a book with all sorts of robots on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he's a robot at a robot dance party. His arms and legs make whizzing sounds when he moves. When Robot Pete speaks, he says, Next, Pete picks up a book about superheroes. He reads it and makes believe that he is a superhero. He flies around the city in a colorful cape, chasing bad guys and saving the day. Then Pete spots a book about the ocean and all its creatures. He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist in a submarine deep in the Atlantic Ocean, looking for whales, squids, and sharks. There are so many wonderful books to read at the library. Pete can be whatever he imagines with a book. Reading is super groovy. The end.